Welcome to Catholic Mom Mindset, a daily show where you learn to walk closely with the Holy Spirit so you can live the life God is calling you to. I'm your host, Sterling Jaquith. Let us begin. Your brain is super dramatic. Yeah. Your brain was designed to keep you alive. Good job, brain. You've done it 100% of the time so far. But since your brain's number one job is to keep you alive, it has a very skewed idea of reality. And because there used to be things that tried to kill you for reals all the time, your brain thinks that a significant number of scary things in your life are life-threatening. Okay? I like to call it high stakes, low stakes. Okay? So when you go to a restaurant and you order something new, there's a small part of you that's like, oh, I hope I like it. That's a low stakes fear. And you know because you're not sweating. Your pulse isn't racing. You're just like, oh, I'm trying something new. It feels a little bit risky. But you can feel in your body it's low stakes. Okay. But when you're in a mom's group and two of the moms across the room are talking and you think you hear your name. Okay. It sounds like one of them says, blah, 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 Sterling, blah, 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 blah. Couldn't hear what they said, but you think you heard your name. Your face will go flush. It will feel red. Your heart will start racing. Your stomach will feel sick. Because your brain is like, ooh, they're talking about me. Now, would it help your brain keep you safe to wonder if they were saying glowing, complimentary things about you? No. Your brain would waste no energy wondering that because that is not threatening. Your brain's job is to find threats. So it will immediately perceive that something is wrong and they are saying bad things about you. And then it will be pretty fatalistic, like no one likes you. I've always known that she hated you. You're a terrible friend. They think you're bad at parenting, right? Like just really extreme things. And really what your brain is saying is, and you might die. We know because of the physical reaction that you're having. It feels high stakes. Because remember, there aren't actually predators walking the streets anymore. You're not going to be mauled by a jaguar. And so instead, your brain has to just decide what the high stakes things are, and it's usually wrong. But it's like, ooh, if they're talking about you, must be terrible. And if they don't like you, you might die. So I want you to start to tell the difference. I mean, you really don't need to tell the difference. You don't need to know if your brain is low stakes worried because you're not going to have a strong reaction. But I want you to start paying attention to when your body has a high stakes reaction. And I want you to begin to talk to your brain like, whoa, brain. You think this is high stakes right now. Another way I like to say that is, you think this is a life and death issue, or is this a salvation issue? Your brain thinks it's high stakes. You can tell by the reaction that your body is having. So you want to engage with your brain and calm it down and be like, hey, first of all, we have no idea what they're saying. They could be like, Sterling knows how to train dogs. If you're thinking about getting a puppy, you should ask Sterling. That would be a totally reasonable thing for someone to say. Also, I will tell you, in general, when someone uses someone's name loud enough for other people to hear them, they're probably not saying mean things. Because when you're going to say something mean, you kind of keep it quieter. But even if they were saying it, I'd be like, brain, we don't need everyone to like us. They can't kick us out of the city. They can't kick us out of the moms group. You really only need one friend, brain. We don't have to be friends with everyone. You can talk your brain down. You can be like, brain, I see that you're worried. It's okay to be worried even. But this is low stakes, not high stakes. We want to feel like the level of risk of ordering something new at a restaurant. Like, well, I don't know. It may not be great, but it's not a big deal. And so I want you to get better at knowing when your brain is having a high stakes reaction and talking to your brain about it. Just engage with your brain. Be curious. Be like, whoa, what's going on there? What are you really scared of? Why do you think we might die? Because we're having a we might die level reaction here, brain. But learning this is very powerful. Today, I was teaching a class. My husband was gone hunting with my oldest. And while I was teaching a class, why? It's always when I'm teaching a class. The UPS guy came and needed a signature. And the kids aren't allowed to open the door. So they knock on my door and then loudly, the mail guy needs you. And I could feel my body beginning to have a high stakes reaction. And I was just like, hey, brain, it's not a big deal. Tell this person they can wait 2 minutes, give them something to think about, and then go sign the thing and come right back. Slightly uncomfortable, not my favorite thing, not high stakes though. And if you learn how to do this, your enjoyment of your life will be so much deeper because you won't be so stressed all the time. You might even have that initial stressful reaction, but you'll learn how to just be like, hey, brain, not a life and death situation. And to me, I don't even care about life and death situations as much as I care about salvation threats. I'm like, is this a salvation issue? No? All right. We're doing all right. I hope that was helpful for you today. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Catholic Mom Mindset. To learn more about growing closer to the Holy Spirit, check out our free resources at madeforgreatness.co. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed day.